installment of Barbershop Talk presented by PlugTalkSports here at Grumman Barbershop and Spa. I'm your host, Daniel Torres, and our guest today is Kat Sosa. She is the founder and owner of Sosa Sports Management. And so just thank you so much for taking your time to be here on a Wednesday night. I know we have all busy schedules and stuff like that, but we're finally getting it done.
Yes, of course. No, thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
So let's get into it. I want to know about your personal journey and what made you want to get into sports and managing athletes and just sports in general.
That's okay. So it goes back to me starting as a corporate life. Like I did the 9 to 5. I built my career in the legal industry from personal injury, criminal. I did a whole bunch of legal stuff. I got my AS in legal studies. I got my bachelor's in legal studies. So I was very dedicated to my legal route. During that time, I did have my children, and around my son was about 6, we put him into football.
Okay.
And so we kind of started that path, and I was still doing my 9 to 5, still building my career, and I had the idea of I wanted to become an attorney. So I was like, I'm doing the paralegal work, might as well just do an extra few years. I had already built the background, and I didn't get into law school. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I need to find law school somewhere else. Let me look, because I lived in Orlando at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I started applying to the different schools here in Miami. I applied to FIU, and I even applied to the Juris Master's program. Again, another step in my legal studies. Well, my life kind of did a 180, and I ended up becoming a single mother of 3. So it kind of flipped the plan upside down, basically. So I decided I was going to pack up and move. I sold everything. I sold the house, and I packed my kids, and I moved down here to Miami. I didn't get into the Juris Master's program at FIU, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do business. We're going to do business. I've built businesses before. I built a lawn business with my ex-husband. I had my own paralegal business, notary. So I built businesses. So let me just do my master's in business, and I ended up seeing that it had the dual enrollment for sports management. I was already kind of on that path. I joined CrossFit. I was in that world, in that fitness space, and kind of everything just started falling together. And I checked out the program, and I fell in love with it. And that's kind of when I realized that I need to pave the way for my children. So now my middle son, he is in middle school, and we're kind of looking at high schools to play football, who's going to offer him what. And that's where I decided to open the business, just because I wanted to open the doors for my children. And that's how I am where I am.
By the way, I just have to give it, since I so happen to be wearing the jersey today, because I was watching the game earlier today. But what better way to learn from, I'm being biased, but the best club in the entire world? I mean,
yes.
There's no better club in the world than Real Madrid. So, was there any, going into this decision to opening the sports management firm, was there any, I would say, influences or mentors that you're felt inspired by?
There was people that I spoke to in that gym community that I was in, that it kind of just all clicked when I spoke to them. But just being around the athletes and just seeing them, I saw a few athletes go from, getting to that semifinals level to now, working with Mayhem, and she's at Mayhem. So it's but for me, I wanted to support her. I wanted to, I like to be your biggest hype man, basically. So whatever I could do to make sure that those athletes, have what they need to get to the next level is kind of why I fell into it. And because I was in that CrossFit space, and I was already growing in that space, and just, networking and, meeting the community and doing the events, that's why I jumped into the CrossFit world. So, I mean, mentors, I think I think it's just my drive, just to build something and to step into a world that, that's exciting, that I'm in, that's changed my life, because CrossFit did change my life.
Yeah.
I went from, I was in a really bad postpartum depression, and, I was very overweight. I ended up walking into my local CrossFit gym in Orlando, and I never looked back. I lost 65 pounds. Wow. I went in that time, I went back to school to get my master's. It was life-changing, just having that community when my life had flipped upside down. So because of that, I poured myself into the CrossFit community, just because I love being around them, and, people need that support. People need that to say, hey, someone has my back, regardless if it's, hey, I messed up, I need you to help me, or hey, I need help to get to this competition. That gives me, that fulfills knowing that, hey, someone is okay because I was able to help them.
Right.
So.
When you first started, you made the decision, you first started the firm, what would you say were the most challenging moments or times, right at the very beginning when you first started it?
My fear. Fear was my biggest challenge, for sure. I spoke to a few people where I was just like, I have imposter syndrome. I don't know if I belong, and I still kind of feel like that, but now I'm definitely more confident to know that, hey, I know what I'm doing, I'm in that space, and of course I'm still growing, this is new, I'm still building this business, so I learn things every day, every client, every opportunity, every person that I speak to, they give me some type of insight where I can take it and be like, damn, thank you. So it's just a process.
Yeah. Definitely. Have you, for so long, the sports industry has been such a male-dominated field, and now it's changing. But have you encountered any hurdles with that so far, in that aspect?
I have, just because I don't think people take me as serious.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't been in the industry as long, where you have these people that they're attorneys, and they've been the Rosenbergs, and it's like they've been in the game for so long. So, and I'm coming into an industry where it's like you said, male dominated. So my biggest thing is just being able to make my mark and being like, hey, you know what? I'm here to stay, whether you think that you're bigger than me. And yes, I'm going to experience challenges, but I'm going to overcome them, and I'm going to be here.
Yeah, and I think there's great examples. I think just in the sports industry alone, you look at Jeannie Buss, for example, who runs the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it was her father's before, but he passed away, and a lot of times the kids sometimes don't want to do it, and they're like, oh, we'll just pass it on to someone else. It's not my interest. That was my father's interest. But she took it on herself, and she's literally running the Los Angeles Lakers. And someone like that, I think, is a great, female inspiration to look up to, and just the female aspect of the sports industry. So, and it is changing. It is definitely changing,
and I'm glad, because women's sports is becoming something that it needs to be. I mean, these women work just as hard as the men do, and why not get paid the same way the men do? So it's definitely a great industry, but it needs to be bigger for the women, for sure. So
I want to know, take me through what is in the firm. Take me through so that the viewers understand and they know the day-to-day operations.
The day-to-day operations are mixed in with me running a business and me running my household.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a chaotic day. From I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to try and get some work in, and yes, because I have to get the kids up at 7 to go to school. So it's like I have to manage. It's waking up in the morning early is a big thing, and going to sleep late at night right now, because those are the times that I need to put in the work. Just because there is so much grunt work right now. I have to do a lot of building. I have to do a lot of connections. I have to do a lot of reaching out and, hey, this is who I am. This is my business. Get to know me. So that's still the process that I'm in. So during that time, I have to be building that. So, and then during the day when the kids are at school, I'm able to more focus on the clients and, just making sure that I'm planning the events correctly and, reaching out to the sponsors and my athletes and stuff like that, making sure I'm connecting with them. So it's a lot, definitely. But those early mornings and late nights are key right now.
I would be on like 5 cups of coffee.
Listen, Ghost energy drinks, they have not sponsored me yet, but I always have one in my hand.
Listen, I mixed it was by accident. I had coffee, and then 2 hours later I had a Celsius. That was not a good mix for me.
Oh my God.
That was not a good. I was sweating. I didn't even know what was happening. I'm like, am I dying right now? What's going on? It was not.
Caffeine
it was not
overload.
A good mix.
Listen, that's me every day. I'll drink coffee and caffeine. So it's a bad habit.
God bless you.
But it keeps me going. It keeps me going though.
So the first time that you meet an athlete or you're working with an athlete, what's the first thing that you focus on?
Their big picture. I want to know what their goal is and how hungry they are to reach it. Because a lot of people have these goals, but they don't want to do the work for it.
Yeah.
So my big thing is, what are you willing to give up to reach those goals? Because it takes sacrifices. I have to sacrifice every day. Yeah. Whether it's time with my kids or laundry or cleaning the house or putting the business aside for a second so I can, I have to make sacrifices. And I think that's the biggest thing, really.
How would you help an athlete differentiate themselves in an already crowded digital world on social media? How would you help them or their brand look different or just be different in total compared to every other athlete out there that's on social media?
Well, their biggest thing is you have to focus on their strengths. Yeah. And authenticity. You can spot someone faking it from a mile away. Yeah. And being authentic is really what makes you stand out because followers realize it. Yeah. If you have someone saying, hey, this product is great, smile, but then you see someone else, hey, no, this product is great, I use it every day, you see them eating it, you see them, it's like...
You can tell whether they actually use it or they don't use it.
Correct. But that sets them aside because then it's like, oh, I can actually trust this person. Yeah. Another thing is just something that, again, working on their strengths. Are they a strength person? Are they are they a marathon runner? What makes them so great at being a marathon runner? A big thing is sharing their story. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, is making sure that, hey, people need to know who you are. What makes you you? What got you to where you are at this point? That's where people connect. So that's the biggest thing for sure.
What do you think is the most common mistake that you see today athletes making?
As far as social media content or career-wise?
I would say career-wise, when it's time to build their brand out.
I'm not sure. I think the biggest, I haven't really had much experience with that. I think the people that I've worked with are just at another level where they're just very hungry. Yeah. They don't have things given to them easily. And it's like life just continues to just roadblock and roadblock and roadblock. So my athletes, they have a different type of hunger. So I haven't really experienced that. I feel like my athletes just, their drive is just something that is keeping them going because they have to, it's like they have to make it, they have to do it because they have no other option.
I would say, not from personal experience, but from seeing it from far, I would say that I see a lot of, it's more of college athletes with everything going on with NIL. It's not really about the sport anymore or being good at the sport.
If we're talking college football and that's a whole
it's now about
open can.
Oh, these people are giving me so much money, I'm just gonna go there.
No, it's just it's flashy. It's what can I get, how much can I get, what are you gonna give me, and I'll see if I perform for you. That's what it's turning into.
Do you think that the social media aspect of it has changed the entire game of it?
Of course. it's all for social media. That's what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, can you act? Yes, it has, obviously, can you actually play? But what can you bring in? You have all these players that now have millions of followers, and the colleges want that. The colleges need to bring in that revenue. They need to bring in that attention to, to their program, which I get it. The programs need to make money.
Yeah.
But you're taking away from, the kids that, hey, they don't have that amount of money to spend on their social media brand or invest that time because they're doing the work in the background.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What bothers me the most, and as a commentator, having seen it through athletes I've covered or worked with in college, they get, which is, there's nothing wrong with building a brand through social media. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, of course not.
But it needs to be put, you need to focus on having equal time with it, because I've seen so many college athletes that I've worked with that they get just caught up in building the brand, and then when they're in their respective sport, they're not getting good results because they're not focusing on the sport. They're not focusing on training. They're not focusing on the results in the game, whether it's the court, the field, and they're just focusing only on the building the brand and getting invited to the events and all that stuff. And that frustrates me the most, because it's ask yourself, if you're not getting the results that you want and the team's not winning, ask yourself why. You can just go on Instagram and you can see it.
Yeah, and I mean, but even for college athletes, I think honestly, in my opinion, I don't think they should have NIL deals.
Yeah.
I don't, and I feel really strongly about that. Yes, I feel after, of course, you need that. But in college, no, I don't think you should be able to get NIL deals. And and I'm talking as a parent who, who's putting my children through these steps right now. Great, yes. It's like, I don't feel it, like you said, it makes them lose focus. It makes them lose focus on what they need to do. School is a huge thing.
Oh yeah. 100%.
And now they're focused on, hey, how do I look?
Yeah.
How can I look out there to to social media, or to to the fans, or to whoever, the brands, of course. But it's just, I don't think that they should have any.
I agree with you 100%. The only thing that bothered me from the past was, for example, a jersey was sold, right, of a college athlete. The NCAA was profiting off of it, and then the athlete wouldn't see any of that money, even though it's their name and their image. That's the only issue I had with it.
I agree. When I feel that the colleges are profiting, but it's tricky. It's tricky because then that's a way to kind of, hey, look what we can get you.
Yeah.
If you sign with us, we're going to give you a percentage of this merch.
Yeah.
But it's like,
because now it's
tricky.
just,
it's
in the millions and millions, and it's like,
exactly.
You're now pretty much a professional athlete. So what's the whole difference between college and pro now? There's none.
You're getting paid millions.
You're getting paid millions. I mean, the quarterback of University of Miami transferred from Georgia to UM, and he's getting millions of dollars to play here.
You're a professional athlete. You
Pretty
can
much.
retire. You can retire, and you don't even have to go pro.
No, you don't.
But then what happens to all these pros that have, that worked all their way up and had to grunt until fight all the way through college just to make it?
But they didn't
have that opportunity.
I often think, because I work at Barry, I commentate for the sports at Barry. I often think that the lower D1 schools or the D2 athletes are the ones that, I don't want to say all top athletes in D1, but a lot of them. For example, how many first round draft picks have we seen, or first overall picks, get into the NFL or the NBA, and then they end up doing nothing? They were all hyped up, and then nothing happens. And then you see, for example, Tom Brady was like 16th round draft pick, and look what he became.
The best.
And those are the ones that I see are, like you described, are hungry. They want to succeed. And all these first round athletes that already have everything, especially now with NIL, they get to pros, and it's like, well, that was a tremendous bust. Like, nothing happened with that pick.
Nothing happened.
So that's we just gave a whole discourse on NIL, but it was great. What would you say is the hardest aspect of running a sports management firm that people don't know about or think about?
That's just the time that you have to invest in it. It's not something that comes easy. You have to do up at the events. You have to show face. You have to introduce yourself to people. You have to do the work.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. There's not where you can be, hey, I'm gonna hire these people. You can't. You're the face of your company. You're the agent. So I think that's the hardest thing.
So I won't name any names. I'll just reference a specific. It actually happened like 2 days ago. A specific situation. So I had a relative, brother-in-law. I'll only name my brother-in-law. Brother-in-law works in finance. And he mentions to me, because I know this person, very hot in college football right now. We went to the same high school. We know each other. We actually talked about doing a podcast, but he's super busy. I'm gonna leave it at that. Very, very hot in college football right now. And he was like, hey, I would love to sit down and have a talk with him one time and see, he's very young, looks like a good kid. I want to help him with, wealth management and stuff like that. Do you think you could reach out? Obviously, I said, yes, it's my brother-in-law. But I did tell him, having dealt with a lot of athletes, when it comes to that specific area, when it comes to money, their money, it gets very touchy because they're very protective of who they're going to let into that circle. So that leads me to my question of how do you build that trust with your athletes and have them let you into that circle?
My trick is that right now I do not provide those services.
Okay. Okay.
So I focus mainly on helping them build a brand, or starting a business, or helping them with their partnerships, contract negotiations, things like that. Just because it is very tricky. Yeah. Unless I have someone that I feel comfortable that is a financial expert on my team, when I do grow, then that will come into play. But right now, I do, like you said, it's very touchy. You have to build that trust with someone.
I think that's a great way to go about it, because once you build that relationship with having that left out, once they're already comfortable with you, they can be like, oh, I already known you, you've worked on these things for me, now I can let you into this.
Correct.
I like that.
And then you have your team and say, hey, I have a financial advisor, this is a service we can provide you, and they trust you at that point.
Yeah, and it's honestly, it's huge. I mean, I know an athlete as well that is now playing overseas women's basketball, and for the longest she told me, she's like, I'm having such a tough time with an agent. I feel like I'm being lied to, and it's sad because there's a lot of cases where that happens, where agents take advantage of athletes, and they're like, oh, we'll promise you this, and you're going to be there, the opportunity's there, and then nothing happens. And I've seen cases where athletes don't have a backup plan. They're betting on this one opportunity, and then it doesn't happen, and then now they're like, I don't know what to do with my life. I was promised this opportunity, and the agent fell through and lied to me, and now don't know what to do.
Yeah, a big thing that I like to make sure is I don't make promises. Yeah. And I usually do not come to one of my athletes until I'm in hey, for sure, this is what the brand is saying. Mm-hmm. I don't like things to be said until they're set in stone, just because of that. Yeah. You don't know what could happen, or maybe the brand pulls out, and then these athletes are, you're promised, I promise you I'm going to get you this. Yeah. No, you can't do that. You say, hey, this is what I'm working on. That's something that I do say, hey, I'm working on this. I'm in the talks with this company. Hey, they're wondering if this is something you'd be interested in. Things like that. It's never, hey, I promise you this is what I'm going to get you, because
Because anything
can't.
happen, yeah.
Exactly, you can't. Maybe the brand's like, you know what, forget it, never mind.
It's like, we're going to change, we changed our mind, we want to go in a different route. And
correct, and they could be the biggest player in the world.
Yeah.
That's up to the brand to say, hey, I do want to work with them or I don't.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't promise things.
We talked a little bit earlier about women in sports. What advice would you give to the younger generation of girls that want to get into the business side of sports?
Definitely jump in. You will have imposter syndrome in this male-dominated world for sure. It's all in your head. It's really all in your head. My biggest thing is definitely emotional. Just go for it.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to make it. Just keep pushing. Don't let, whether it's a man or whether it's, someone that, a woman that's been in there in the industry long enough. You just got to keep pushing. Underdogs, keep going, no matter what.
What do you think so far has been the toughest lesson that this industry has taught you so far?
The toughest lesson is it's not as easy as you think.
Yeah.
It's not. Even if, you could have the top athlete and you still got to do the work.
Yeah.
It's not, the athlete doesn't sell everything. You have to be able to make sure that you know what is the best interest of your athlete first.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's something that is going to benefit the athlete.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Many people don't understand, like, sports is not your normal 9 to 5. It's literally, the sports world is 24/7. It's literally 24/7, and even for myself as a commentator, people just think, oh, you just show up with a suit and you just get in front of the camera and it's just magically everything just turns on.
Research, you gotta, whether it's rewatching, film or rewatching games, it's rewatching the player over and over again, or rewatching matches and saying, hey, this is where you messed up, or hey, we got to get you a new trainer.
By the way, I use it as a good excuse at home. I tell my parents, like, why is sports always on TV? And I use it as a good excuse.
I'm researching.
I'm like, no, this is my preparation. I need to learn.
I'm working.
I'm studying. Like, well, go study in your room. If you can go back and give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Do it sooner.
Do it sooner. I like that. I like this. Like Nike, just do it. I like it.
Do it sooner. I definitely thought that I was meant for the 9 to 5. I had kids early, and I thought that was the life that was supposed to be for me, and it's not. It's not.
So what is next for Sosa Sports Management? Anything cool you're working on, or anything you can talk about? Because I know a lot of those things are private, you can't talk about it, but
2026, we have a lot of huge things in stores. Whether we have a huge event being planned for the end of the year.
Okay.
It is something that is still in the planning process, but we have an investor, and we think that it's something that's gonna happen. So be on the lookout for that. 2026,
for sure.
the end of 2026. I mean, as far as my athletes, they have some things in stores that they're planning to launch as well. So I think it's going to be pretty big.
Now, what type of legacy do you hope to build through your company? I know I'm like throwing out questions that, like, I feel like you're signing the will right now. Don't worry, we're not killing you off just yet.
The legacy is definitely in the name.
Yeah.
There are generational curses that I believe the name has to break for my children's sake. And this company was built around them with them in mind. And my thing is just to be able to leave it to them and have something that either they could run or they can build, or hey, this mom was able to open doors because she built this, so whatever path it is, whether it's, hey, I'm running mom's company now, or I'm running my company and this is my name, so my thing is definitely breaking these generational curses with this last name.
That's so cool. I love that. Final 2 questions. First, tell the viewers where they can follow you.
You can follow me at Sosa Sports and under King Cat, which is my agent page. It's 2 G's and 3 T's. But follow me under Sosa Sports and you can be updated. My website is up there. The events page is going to be coming up. We have the huge event page, that's going to be launching soon, the December event. So stay tuned.
And final question, how can aspiring athletes or creators reach out to work with you?
Again, you can go under Sosa Sports. My website is Sosa Sports MGT, and you can book calls right under that webpage. Submit a form under there as well, and yeah, you can reach out to me like that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kat,
Awesome.
for your
Thank you
time.
so much.
I
really
appreciate it. I hope everyone enjoyed Kat Sosa, the founder of Sosa Sports Management. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and we'll be back soon with a brand new Barbershop Talk episode presented by Plug Talk Sports and Grooming Barbershop.